Welcome to Papa G's house. Tell me if you like music, if you like South Africa, if you like South African music, if you like anything that I've just mentioned, follow Papa G's house. Click a little subscribe there. It's good to have you back for episode 67. It's going to be a fun one. But like I always say, housekeeping notes, remember to subscribe to Papa G's house, hit that little notification bell. Follow us, Papa G's house on Instagram and all that other nonsense. But we got a fun episode today. It's going to be fun. But without further ado, let's get this party started.
I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to go to Papa G's house.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Back in your lives, in your ears, and in your face. Welcome to another episode of Papa G's house. It is good to be back weekly, as promised, during this weird time that we are having in 2020. But hey, listen, we're making it work. That's just the way life goes. That's the way we do. And it's good to sit here and chat to you and chat to great artists from our beautiful country and outside. That's the great thing about the show. I get to discover new people, new music. And you know, when we finally out and about and we're ready to see shows and we're ready to, big shows and festivals. And, you know, when the world goes back to normal, I get to see these people in person and then eventually get them into Papa G's house physically, which is going to be great. You know, we've been in and out of, like I had Patrick Davidson here recently. It was great, but it's still... me going out and doing all that stuff, it's so weird to see people wearing masks out and about. So it's just one of those things that I'm kind of like trying to get over. I don't know if you guys feel the same. Hit me up in the comments and let me know, because it's just kind of weird. I still feel so weird, like when out and about. But work is picking up, and we're having to get to the big outdoors these days. And I find it kind of strange. But welcome back to Papa G's house, episode 67. Today we have a special guest. I say that for every guest, but I mean it for every guest. We've got Johni Holiday of Ruff, Majik, another band that's just been putting in the work and has aligned themselves with the right people and making great music. So I'm excited to chat to Johni Holiday. I read a post that they posted on their page, the head honcho. So I'm looking forward to it. So without further ado, welcome Johni Holiday of Ruff Majik, dude. Thank you so much for joining the show, man. How are you doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing pretty good.
Nice, dude.
Got some wine.
There we go. That's one thing. Last week, I spoke with Gregory Allen of the Medicine Dolls. And you know what I got to say? I always love it when my guests have a drink with me. Because here we go. I might not be drinking a red wine, but I am drinking an apple cider, which is kind of lame. But it is what it is. I'm over beer these days. I don't know. I'm 36 years old and I just can't handle beer. It just makes me so bloated. And wine makes me too drunk. What do you say?
Well, I mean, that's the point, though, isn't it?
That is true.
Getting drunk, I suppose.
Well, the quickest way is the best. I mean, I suppose that these are a little bit stronger than your average beer that I would drink. So it is a little faster to the goal, but red wine just takes me straight there, dude.
Yeah, I think worse than red wine is probably, I guess, tequila. That's about instant, but
that's
red wine can wreck you.
Yeah, no, all of the above just is a concoction for disaster for me, dude. So, dude, tell me, obviously you guys have been super busy. You guys have, you're giving us a healthy offering of Ruff Majik on the 30th of October. I can't wait for people to hear it. I am one of the lucky ones that have been blessed with the opportunity to hear it before everybody else. And I must say, it is tasty and it is a healthy offering. And obviously this period has been super busy for you. But how has it? I mean, this is literally my opening question for everybody in this period, because how has this thing been treating you? It's been treating everybody different.
Well, I mean, it's been really strange. It's been bad in a lot of aspects because we should have been touring overseas right now, which obviously that didn't happen. Other than that, I don't know, it's been kind of relaxing, just not having to worry about things. But
Sure.
yeah, it's not the best thing. I would have liked to be able to be out and about and playing shows and festivals and whatnot.
Yeah, no, for sure. Something that you have, I mean, dude, I can't even believe it. I must say, I was playing, and I think you guys played at Metal for Africa, one of the winter or the summer fests early on. I think I don't know, it must have been 2017, 2018. And I was like, who the fuck are these guys? This is awesome. And yeah, it's just, you guys have just shot to this, or you've done it on, obviously on your own shoulders, but it went from strength to strength to strength. All of a sudden, Ruff Majik was a new name to me, but now it's all over the place. And I mean, that must feel good, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy about that. And I'd say, I guess I'm quite proud about it as well, because it took a lot of work. You wouldn't believe the amount of emails that I send on a regular basis. But yeah, it's cool. I'm quite glad that it's I'm glad we got to this point, basically.
Yeah.
Except for, this year, obviously things got a bit out of hand, but hopefully next year we pick up where we left off.
Yeah, sure. I mean, out of hand, literally and figuratively, it was out of your hands, dude. That's just the way the universe presented it to all of us. So, like for musicians, especially touring musicians, people who make their money from touring and all that kind of stuff, it must have been a complete fuck up for you. But at the end of the day, you've got the devil's cattle hitting all the whole world on the 30th of October. And I said to Gregory last week when I was chatting to him about their latest album, it's another healthy offering, 13 track album.
Yeah, well, I really like long albums, I guess. It's and it's not a very usual thing these days because the world's gotten more about singles, and quick releases. But I still like the vibe of like a full album, sitting down and having the whole experience.
Totally.
So yeah, that's why I guess we went with 13 tracks. And I'm really excited for people to hear it because I think it's going to be mostly surprising, which
I was going to say that. I mean, I got to be honest, as one does, obviously I've got my preferred taste. Everybody's got their preferred taste in music, right? The one thing about I've noticed over the years is the strength to strength that this particular genre has picked up, and the new artists popping out and people making statements in this genre and stuff, just like you guys. But it's taken over the world almost, man. This sludge and roll, rock and roll infused. With different elements and stuff. It's seriously refreshing. Yeah,
well, it's a cool thing for me too. Like we only like in 2015 when we started out, we were recording our first EP and that kind of stuff. We only then kind of found out about the existence of most of this music, but it had been around for a long while. But seemingly over the last few years, it's just kind of picked up momentum. And now there's loads of festivals overseas, bands breaking through the whole time, which is,
but
it's
and
quite
also
great to see.
Dedicated festivals to the music as well. I mean, that's another thing that blew my mind. That there are whole festivals dedicated to the genre and stuff, and people of and the following is so big that they're able to do that.
Yeah, that's great. And I mean, like specifically in Europe, the scene over there for this kind of music, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's so many festivals. Like you can play a full summer tour in Europe, and you can play just festivals. Like you don't even have to play club shows if you just get onto all of the festivals, that's quite cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you say people are going to be surprised, I think they will be, because you have added some new elements. I mean, let's not give too much away. Let's let them hear it. But it is kind of exciting, dude. To like, if you're a Ruff Majik fan, you're in for a treat.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a wild one because there's a lot of, I guess, different fusions of genres happening. But we've also been adding in new stuff with like. We've never had piano in songs before.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
quite nice. I like my piano.
Well, I mean, there was a bit of piano. I mean, I did see your video. Oh man, what's the track's name? Quickly, let's have a look quickly. You released it. Lead Pills and Thrills, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that was just the previous single. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's the first time ever there's been a Ruff Majik song with any piano on it. And I was expecting people to be outside our door with like pitchforks and torches, but
no, dude, it was amazing. I mean, and that video.
The video was
vampire,
a fun time.
the zombie video and all that kind of stuff. That looked like it was so much fun to do, dude.
It definitely was. It was, and surprisingly also more straining than you would imagine. Just like the amount of hours.
Yeah, got to get the right shot.
Yeah, but other than that, it was a lot of fun. Just
nice.
Spending a whole day with people in zombie makeup is a lot. Actually, there's a real fun story about this because we shot it in Kempton Park.
Okay.
And then, like midway through the shoot, we decided we needed some beers. So I got two of the people in zombie makeup with me, and they just they hopped in the car and we drove to get some beers, and we walked in, we bought beers, and we walked out, and nobody noticed, and it was mind-blowing. I was like,
it's everybody in Kempton
Park.
Yeah, everybody in Kempton Park. Yeah, so just busy doing their own thing that they didn't even know that zombies are walking around the corner.
Yeah, like not at all. And even the lady at the checkout, like we put down the beers and she was just like, okay, this is so much. And we were like, okay, cool. And
just desensitized to any sort of craziness.
It was wild. Man.
No, that's incredible,
Craziest
dude.
thing I've ever seen.
Good, funny one just towards the end is there's a one zombie that they sharing a joint and a beer, and the one's wearing an Oppie Koppie t-shirt, and then there's this dude standing at the back of him just staring at the fucking camera, and I'm just like, what is going on? I thought it was great. And then at the end it's like, the effect of alcohol. It's not a stimulant.
That one of my favorites. But then another thing about the video that was really, I don't understand how, there's like right in the intro scene, there's like the introduction of all the band members, and then each of them are dealing with whichever zombies they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And then our bass guitar, the man with the throw.
Yeah, the man with on the motorcycle that saves you from the three chasing you.
Definitely, right? So the thing is, he's got his eyes open and he's sitting there, and those are the two funniest zombies in the whole video. The one standing in front of him, waving in front of his face and whatever. And he did not laugh once.
Crazy.
I have no idea how. He just kept a straight face. I was laughing.
Everyone no, I can imagine.
Had to take breaks for the zombies to laugh, but he was just like, just sitting there.
That's brilliant, man. That's brilliant. Gee, so that must have been fun. And when did you shoot that?
At the start of September. I think maybe it was like the 1st or the 2nd of September. I don't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, like literally at the start of September, and then we released it 2 weeks after.
Okay. Geez, I mean that's quick turnaround there from shooting and releasing.
It was, but we were behind schedule when we started, so there
Okay.
was no other option. And for that, I'm eternally grateful to the ladies from Tiger and Lily Productions,
Yeah.
because they shot and edited that video, and professional as all, but also super fast. So yeah,
Nice.
if
Nice.
anybody needs to make a video, go check out those ladies. They know
Yeah,
what they
for
do.
sure. It's a Tiger and Lily Studios.
Tiger and Lily Productions.
Productions. Yeah, go check it out. I mean, they did a great job, man. I really thought that video was super entertaining and stuff. But there's one thing that you grabbed that grabbed me now. Obviously, you guys have been busy doing your album, and you've had a rigorous touring schedule and stuff. That was one thing that sparked me, because a lot of South African bands, and if you're doing it for yourself or you're doing DIY, I mean, I know you've got Mongrel Records and Plug Music. Hey, well, Plug Music Agency in the chat. What's up, dudes? So do you have a scheduled program where you literally have like deadlines attached?
Yeah, we definitely do. Especially now working with a label, there's a lot of things. Like for instance, you have to deliver a video a certain amount of time before it's supposed to be released, so you can get all the PR opportunities sorted out. You have to deliver a single, like the audio for the single, long enough ahead of time so you can get playlisting sorted places like Spotify and so on. So there is a very set out schedule where you have to and that's a mission, I guess, because usually, like back in the day, all my deadlines were self-imposed. And
then they can be pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. That's why I'm like, is that why you're so on fire with all your vibes, that you've got these people pushing you, and that's the reason why they're on your team, because they're there to make you not slack, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, essentially, I'm glad you're saying that Plug Music is on the wire now, because this is also a semi-funny story, but I don't think Warren found it funny.
Tell me, I'm all ears, man, because he's such a legend.
No, he's a great guy. But on Monday, I was supposed to have a Skype interview with a radio station, or like a magazine. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
In Australia, which was all fine and well, but it was early
at like
morning.
A ridiculous time.
I was very set up. No, not at all. Like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I mean, that's a very reasonable time in the morning. And yeah, so we went out for a Sunday party with the bassist and some other friends of ours, and that got very out of hand.
Oh shit!
Found myself extremely lost, and then, like a few minutes before the interview, Warren eventually got hold of me, and he was like, "Are you ready for the interview?" And I was like, "No, I'm like somewhere in the bush, man. I'm not gonna. This is not gonna work."
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah,
dude.
no, it wasn't great, but luckily we got this interview rescheduled, and then it was fine. But yeah, no, I felt really bad about it. So Warren, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
No, for sure. No, I hear you. But listen, why don't I just put this out there? You and I have been trying to chat to each other for a long time, and that has not been your fault. That has been my fault. So it happens to everybody, bro. Like, this is DIY podcasting. If I got a shitload of work to do, sometimes, the stuff that makes me money needs to take priority. You know what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things, man. You've got to take it in your stride, and for something like this, it's we can get together anytime. So it's never cancelled. It's always just moved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah. At least it was a good party,
Yeah, for sure. And I also think it was, that's true. Dude, I'm hoping it was a good party, because it sounded like a fucking blowout. But
it was very wild.
Nice. But yeah, dude, geez, I've completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, look, I'm someone myself who likes to likes to have a bit of a party every now and again, and it happens. Plus, what happens when rock stars don't get to be rock stars? It doesn't
Exactly.
it doesn't end well.
That's true. So I guess that's the thing. I remember I was telling Warren when we were messaging, was like, I'm gonna have to slow down at some point. The rock and roll lifestyle is gonna kill me. So I just need to rein it in just a little bit so I can get you some admin. Then,
yeah, you got those lemmy chops going, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been. Well,
was that an inspiration?
I can only. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of the man, obviously. Well, not everything about the man, but the rock and roll bits of him.
Yeah, sure.
But also the other reason is I'm really bad at growing beards. So this is what I grow the best. The rest of this is,
Yeah, for sure. Just clean up the clean up the whiskers and keep the beef. You know what I'm saying?
That's the vibe.
Nice. So now tell me, there's another thing that I wanted to chat to you about is your international schedule, because I discovered you. I was like, for any local band, you're like, oh, there's a new band. You're like, okay, cool, a new band, and it takes a while for you to take notice, just like every band working, their way through the scene as new and up and coming and whatnot. But I noticed that you guys had actually started the band in 2012 in Lindenberg. I mean, that where is that? Where on God's earth is that?
Okay, so it's not Lindenberg, it's Leidenberg.
Leidenberg. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit dyslexic, not really, but I'll blame that.
No, that's fine. So it's a really, really small town in Mpumalanga, and the name is Afrikaans. It means town of suffering, and
that sounds brutal.
Well, it is exactly what it is. So we grew up there, and it was not the best. So we ended up moving to the city.
Okay, we being who?
Sense. So it was me and the founding bassist, the motorcycle man. We grew up together from pretty early on. We were in the same like primary school, high school together, and then we just kind of started bands together. And back in the day, initially we were playing really horrible punk, I suppose.
Yeah.
We were trying to play punk, but it just we couldn't play our instruments, and it was just a muddled up mess. And then eventually we started Ruff Majik, and we ran through a whole couple of other members who came in and went out and whatever. And then we got the drummer, who was also in school with us, but we weren't really friends back then. It's just we needed a drummer, and then we were like, oh, okay, great. Here's this guy. We got him, and then we moved to the city. And then since then, so it was basically the three of us that moved over, and we were living together in Pretoria for a while. And since then, it's been a bunch of different missions, I guess, overseas and to different cities and whatnot.
Yeah, so take me to your first trip overseas, because before I knew it, you were playing a Metal for Africa. You did play a Metal for Africa, right?
No, it wasn't Metal for Africa, but I do think
it?
I remember the show you're talking about. But it wasn't Metal for Africa, it was something else. But I'm guessing it was something that was organized by Emelith, I think so.
Yes, it could have been, yeah.
Yeah, but I really don't exactly remember what it was. But yeah, it's a while ago. It should have been.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't expect you to remember. I mean, you've got a million shows under your belt. But so you take me to your. How did it first come about? I mean, it's not every day you get a band. You came from small town, then moved to Pretoria, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're touring Europe.
Yeah, so that came about because I'm a liar, and I'm very.
I love it.
So what happened was I was sending emails to festivals overseas, and what I was sending, well, in Europe, and I was sending them emails saying, "We're coming on tour for the month of whatever month that was. I don't remember. We're going to be on tour. It's in the same time as when your festival is happening, so you might as well book us." And surprisingly, that worked. So
Are you serious? They booked you just on that basis. They're like, "Yo, like we're on tour. Book us. We'll be there."
Yeah. Well, obviously, I sent through
cool,
like some of our songs and whatever, so people could check it out. But the idea was we were already on tour, so they don't have to pay X amount of money to get us there. But then I ended up booking a bunch of festivals, so that paid for the tour. And then I was like, okay, cool. So then I went to a booking agency in Europe, and I said to them, "Well, look, you might as well book us for a tour." And
Maybe
they did, and
just
that's how that worked out.
Just do me a favor. Why don't we switch your video off for a bit? Your connection's is super low, so we can just hear your voice for the meantime till your connection gets better. Oh, there we go. As I said that, it was frozen. Next music, South Africa. Yo, what's up, my dudes? What's happening? Good to have you guys in here. Are you there? Are you there, dude?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you
there we
hear
go.
me?
Perfect. Yeah, much better. So we were talking about so you sent them an email, and you were like, "We're on tour," and it worked. And obviously, you sent them the material for them to them for you to review. I mean, to them for them to review, and then boom, you're there, and that's where we left off.
Yeah, and then basically because of that, we were. I had these festivals that said, "Okay, sure, we'll book you guys," and then I found a European booking agency. I messaged them and I said, "Look, we're playing all of these festivals. Why don't you just book us for a tour?" And they did.
That's amazing. Geez, you never know if you don't shoot your shot.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of lying, but I'm very skilled at it, so it works out
Well, I mean,
fine.
lying, is it? I mean, you're a good band. You're on tour. How much is that as lying?
I mean, the part about being on tour was a lie initially, but it became true.
Well,
so
that's the
then it
thing.
wasn't a lie at all.
You dreamt your lie into reality, basically. I mean, your whole plan came together.
Yep.
That's insane, dude. I mean, have you ever
well,
considered like telling anybody that? I mean, that's insane.
I've told it to lots of people. Actually, it happens quite a lot of times where, because we end up speaking to a lot of bands in the scene as well, and usually the question comes up, "How did you guys book an international tour?" And I do tell everyone this exact same story, but I'm not sure everyone
Believes you.
believes it. I guess.
It
Yeah,
sounds hard to
exactly
believe, but I mean, that's what happens when you've got tenacity and you believe in yourself and you believe in your music and you have brothers that you want to experience that kind of shit with. You put your dream into reality, basically. Is that if that's what you wanted to do, you did it. Just like your release. I mean, 13 tracks. I mean, well put together. I mean, you've got to give Plug Music and Mongrel props for their press packs and the stuff that they're doing and stuff like that. I mean, it's really top notch shit. I mean, it's they're really putting out a good product, and with obviously with your great music attached to it.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the guys from Mongrel. That's another thing that just kind of that worked out, I guess, with the collective dream, because I was working on the ideas for the new album, and I was speaking to Warren, and I said, "We really need a label to put this out. Like we just need something to work with, somebody that'll have our back." Yeah. And then Warren was like, "Well, you know what? I'm starting a label," and he did.
That's amazing, dude. I mean, that's
how we have Mongrel.
Yeah. I mean, incredible. Now tell me something. Another thing that I noticed. I mean, you that led you to your first international show, but there are a number of other shows that you've played internationally. You play like Netherlands and all that kind of stuff. Well, how did that all come about? Because I don't think you had did you have a booking agent at that time? I mean, you did say you contacted one. Was that just once, or what happened?
No, so what happened was the very first tour, because that all worked out quite well. We got that booking agency involved, and from then they've been kind of helping us out booking tours. And then at the midway through last year, they officially signed us to their touring roster, so they do our bookings for us in Europe now. And they've gotten us into some pretty cool festivals and whatnot. And other places, like some festivals, have just contacted us because it's a very strange vibe, but this is things South African bands don't necessarily know about themselves, but it's a very good thing. We are very rock and roll in the sense of the rock and roll lifestyle, because overseas it's you play a show, you go backstage for a couple of minutes, you get in your band and you go home, and that's just like, or at least from my perspective, not the South African way of doing things, because we go out, we have a party, and that has led to places booking us specifically because they've heard, oh, you're that band that parties with the crowd after until the next morning, and I'm like, yes, doesn't every band do that? And usually the answer is
that's
no.
true, and that is something that I have noticed over time, Johni. I won't lie to you. I mean, I think you and I share the same sentiments. Albeit it won't be. It's not exactly good on our bodies. I mean, we can choose whatever we want to do, but the crux of the matter is, like, if you take what was happening with rock stars and musicians in the 80s compared to what's happening now, it's a completely different ball game. It's the rock star lifestyle isn't exactly the rock star lifestyle anymore, but there are some of us that still like to put that lifestyle, to live that lifestyle.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't necessarily say even rock star. That's a very strange word that makes it sound like people have private jets and.
No. Listen, you got me all wrong there. Yeah, no. The rock stars, and like, we play a show and you get pretty fucked up afterwards. You have a hangover. You brush it down with some Energade, Red Bull, Gatorade, whatever the fuck you want to drink, just to recover. Lots of water the next day, and then you hair of the dog. There you go. You start again for the next show.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's the thing that a lot of South African bands don't realize. We have that going for us, in the sense that, because Europeans aren't used to bands doing that, mostly, they're very excited when bands do, in fact, come out and have a party with, the crowd afterwards.
Okay, so what you're saying is that's like really the norm across the board now, is that bands usually just they don't stick around at the end and party with their fans, or party for the crowd that paid to go.
Yeah, well, at least in my experience from Europe side, that's the vibe, and I do understand it, because I mean, you get your very, very serious musicians. I want to save my voice. I don't want to play a shit show tomorrow. All that kind of stuff. I understand that side of it, obviously, but it is a lifestyle that I mean, I don't know. I always associate rock, metal, and all that kind of stuff with a good old time. So that's kind of, I mean, and also I don't know how old you are, but I'm 36 years old, and back in the day when it was heavy metal, rock and roll, and there was definitely a case of beers attached to it. Definitely. No, there has to be. Also, I'm 28.
Okay. Nice. Geez, bro. I've got a couple of years on you, so I hope you keep that lifestyle up for a good few more years, eh?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping for. I get concerned though, because I hear people like, it always, it comes in waves. Like, when I turned 28, people were like, "Oh, but just you wait."
You wait till you hit 30, boy.
Yeah, your body's gonna fall apart. And I'm like,
Nah, that's a lie, bro. Just look at Lemmy. He collapsed.
Exactly.
He lasted till 70, I think. And look at Keith Richards. He's still going. He's like literally a walking mummy, man. So there are certain people that are built for it, and there are certain people that are not built for it.
Yeah, I'm just hoping I am built for it.
Nah, I think you'll be all right, man. It sounds like you got the right attitude. I like it, I must say. And you know what I must say is, I'm looking forward for you guys coming down to Cape Town, so we can experience that little jam together.
For real, man, it's been such a long while
Since you've at Cape Town.
since I I don't even remember when. It must have been like last year.
Jeez, man. I mean, like, dude, I don't know. Like, I've been living my own little life here. I mean, this quarantine. I don't want to call it a quarantine. This lockdown or whatever it's called. It's shut most places down to an extent where it's created fear amongst the public, and nobody wants to do anything. So, yeah. So every opportunity you get the next time to come down to Cape Town, do it, and we can set that up.
Yeah, we definitely will as soon as there's a gap.
Yeah, for sure.
Make a mission to Cape Town.
But 30th of October, dude, 9 days. Are you excited? The Devil's Cattle.
I'm very excited. I'm more excited, I guess, for what people are going to say about it than anything else.
Yeah.
I want to see what people's reactions are.
Well, I can say it on good authority that people are most certainly in for a treat. But also, I know, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. But so obviously, if things tend to lighten up somewhat, are you keen to do a little bit of like a limited extravaganza? I mean, obviously the venues can't hold full capacity and all that kind of stuff, or is it too much of a mission for you? I know you've got the live stream coming up. We can chat about that after we chat about the album, but tell me what your thoughts are on that, just going forward into November, December, January area.
Yeah, I mean, look, as soon as it's possible for us to play full capacity shows, we'll definitely want to do that. But we have some cool shows coming up. Not a lot though. Just a couple. We're doing one this upcoming Friday in Johannesburg in a place called the Irish, and but that's at 50% capacity.
Yeah.
And obviously, it will keep all the necessary regulations and whatnot. But it should be a cool one. We're doing that with Johni from Shadow Club.
Okay, sorry, just repeat that again.
Nice
You broke up a
big
bit.
Fan of his work.
You broke up a bit in my ear. Who are you doing it with?
With Jock Moorman of Shadow Club.
Oh, Jock Moorman of Shadow Club.
Can you
That's
hear me?
awesome. Yeah, I can hear you.
Which is organized by the guys of Ramfest, and I think
Yes.
that's a big crowd, but obviously it's going to be socially distanced and whatnot.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I'm actually quite interested to see how that's going to work out.
I mean, it could determine the future of how shows are going to be, handled until this fuck up of a year disappears or this stupid virus disappears.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the thing is, with it being at Loftus, there's a lot of space there. It's big fucking rugby stadium. There's a lot of space.
Yeah. And
so I guess
who else is playing on that show?
um.
Don't worry
No,
about
that's
it. Don't,
really
you
good.
playing on that's what matters, okay? That's what matters.
Yeah.
But I want to read you something, dude. The Devil's Cattle is a collection of dystopian hymns and feel-good apocalyptic jams to shake your hips and bang your head to. Think zombie montages, demonic cabarets, drug-fueled car chases, claustrophobic riffs, psychedelic freakouts, and hypnotic duotones, sonics tightly packed into a highly fluid slice of high-speed rock and roll. Fuck, that gets me excited, dude. So tell me, you've got the Devil's Cattle. That is a song, so it's obviously the title track. Do you want to share any information about what the meaning behind the title is, or do you want to wait for the album to be released before you say anything?
Well, no, I can tell you where the initial idea for the name came from. That was a friend of ours told us the story when we were in Germany. We had a couple of off days during one of our tours, and they took us to a place called Spreewald, which is SPREE and then WALD. But basically, it's a forested area with a bunch of small little waterways, and people mission around on those in gondolas, basically. And then there's like little, I guess, settlements or towns a little bit in between. So you just move through all of this. And it's a really beautiful place. And then he told us a folk fable about it is long ago, apparently, like before the creation of the world, the devil was plowing the fields, like the primordial field of the earth. And he had his cattle harnessed and whatever, and then they stopped for a break and he got angry at them, so he threw his hat at them and they all just kind of scattered in different directions. And then because of that, it kind of created all the different waterways that you find at the Spreewald. And I thought that was a really cool story, so I ended up deciding that The Devil's Cattle would be the album title. And then, you know, a lot of other lore that goes into that and into the song itself. But I don't really like telling people.
No, open for interpretation, dude. I'm a big advocate for that. So I don't intend for you to go into the meanings. You want to let everybody determine how they feel about it, right?
Exactly.
100%. I'm with you. 100% with you. One thing I also got to say is you guys have got one of the coolest logos or text styles for the Ruff Majik logo. I mean, it takes me back to like Starsky and Hutch type style. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. That was all part of the master plan for this new album. We're looking for, because we've run through a couple of different logos before, but that was kind of really the style I was looking for, and it does look a lot like Coca-Cola, I guess. But
no, you know. Dude, I dig it. I mentioned Starsky and Hutch like that, like, you know, do you know Starsky and Hutch by any chance?
Yes, I do.
A couple of remakes. I'm just that I can, you know, like it's weird. It's like it gives me that feel, but that you know, riding in a Cadillac, kind of on the desert roads, kind of stuff.
That's exactly the right vibe.
I love it, man. Now tell me, the cow with the snakes on its horns, and obviously Devil's Cattle, does it obviously plays into the whole story of the fable, the lore you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
But again, like I said, I'm always there's a whole lot to unpack with our albums usually, and if you're like missioning through the lyrics or the videos or whatever we're dropping, there's always cross-referencing to all sorts of things.
Sure.
But I don't like telling people about it because it's always fun to see what kind of theories people come up with on their own. And also, it takes the fun out of it. You know, if I create a whole puzzle, I don't want to tell you how to solve the puzzle, basically.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's good. I will give you my interpretation once I've had a good few beers and whatnot, and we can wrap that on another day. I can give you my explanation how I interpret it and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing another thing that caught me, dude, was that due to the rigorous touring schedule that you eventually found yourself in, you ended up going into like a modular setup where band members could like swap themselves out depending on availability.
Yeah, that is. I think it's strange for a lot of people to think about that as a setup, but the truth is a lot of international bands have that kind of vibe anyway.
Of course.
Where you can trade out if it's necessary, because, you know, sometimes life does get in the way. Someone can't make a tour, or, you know, for whichever reason.
Sure.
And you need somebody to be able to fill in at whichever time.
Sure.
I'd say we've got let's say, basic lineup of what we have, but we also have.
You got your full-time lineup and then your touring lineup.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And with apart, like above that, also there's like backups for extra touring musicians.
Sure.
Uh, the thing I'm really happy about is it's always great friends, you know. So, like for instance, last year in October we played, a quite lengthy tour with a bunch of festival appearances, and our bassist couldn't make it, so we played that with another friend of ours who's also a fantastic musician and a really good bassist. And he's one of our very old friends. We've known him for many, many years, and he just so happened to also be living in Spain. So
Wow.
then at that point, I was just like, well, this makes most sense.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so that's basically the idea. Just like, if it needs to happen, the show must go on, you know. So anybody needs to be interchangeable at any point so we can keep bringing the same show.
For sure. And enter Evert Snyman.
Yes.
Tell me about him, because it seems like he's had quite an impact on your projection.
Yeah, so this is actually also an interesting story. Growing up in Leidenberg. Yeah. So me and the bass were obviously, back then we were watching MCAR when MCAR was still a thing. That was, you know, obviously getting into
Shout out
that
Louis de
kind of-
Pisani.
Yeah, definitely. And getting into that like whole subculture of things.
Yeah.
And then one day we saw a music video of a band, which was one of Evert's previous bands called Black Pimp and Jesus. And I think that was like, it must have been our favorite thing. Like we recorded it and we listened to it like over and over because it was such a cool vibe.
Awesome.
And I was just always amped to eventually play a show with Everett, you know, if we like, for some reason, were able to get into the scene. And then, you know, a couple of years later, we booked a show and we ended up playing a show with this newer band at the time called Pollinator. And they were fantastic. And he came walking in and I had no idea who was in Pollinator. And I saw him and I was like, oh, you're that guy. You're the guy. And I was super excited. I had a bit of a fanboy moment, me and the bassist as well.
Awesome.
And then, luckily for me, Everett had listened to our music before the show as well, and he was also very amped about our music. So we had like a really good, bro down moment over music. And then after that, he assisted us with recording our albums, the Seasons and Tarn. He was working with us on both, and he kind of lended vocals and some
amazing
production notes and helped with guitars and whatever over time. And then by the time we got to the Devil's Cattle, I was just like, you know what, join the band.
Come on. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So you had such a good experience. You're like, just jump aboard, brother. We need you. We love your contributions.
Yeah, basically. And
that's awesome.
I'm quite happy that he said, yeah, he'd be into that. And now here we are.
There we go. Here we are. That's amazing, dude. And so Hullabaloo Sessions, how did that come about? That's the 31st of October. You can get your tickets at CompuTicket, and it's in conjunction with Just Music, CompuTicket, Mongo Records, Hullabaloo Urban Sessions. I've seen a couple of them coming about. It's only 80 Rand. It's at 6 p.m. It's amazing.
Yeah. So that is it's a new venture by Just Music that they started. They're working with the guys from Urban Sessions who produce really high quality, really good looking live streams.
Yeah.
They've had a couple of cool bands, the Tasers, they had Savage Lucy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Austin's just made his way to our area.
Yeah, I saw on Facebook.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get him in studio soon. He doesn't know it yet, but it seems that he's gonna start doing some live streams himself. So I'm looking forward to that. But more on this Hullabaloo session. So they're doing. I mean, they've done great. I have seen a number of them. I think didn't Truth in His Burden also do one recently?
Yeah, Truth in His Burden did one. I think it was a month ago. It might have been a month ago as well. They did a really cool one with a really cool looking stage setup as well.
For sure.
So, but yeah, so basically it's a new thing by Just Music, and affiliated with Mongrel Records, of course. So they're basically getting the bands that are available on their collective rosters to do these live streams, which I think is
That's
quite
amazing.
cool, actually.
That's super cool, man. Now, in terms of the 13, obviously, All You Need Is Speed was the first album, the first release. We saw that video. That came out, I think, about a month ago, just over a month ago. The second was Lead Pills and Thrills. What is your favorite song of the album? Or do you care not to say? I am happy for you not to say, but do you?
I don't know. That's a bit of an unfair question, I guess, because I do like all of them. But,
Sure.
I don't know. That's a bit, it's really tough to say. They all have, the thing is, they're all so extremely different from each other. It's hard to choose one over the merits of another one. I'll tell you what, the one song, Born to Be Vile, is one of my favorites. I wouldn't say it's the favorite.
That's track 11, if I can remember.
Yes. And I am really excited about that one because we got there's a band from Canada. They're called Dope Fro. It's a really cool band.
Yes, I know that band, yeah.
Yeah. And so we got their vocalist to do, guest vocals on this track.
Sweet.
And it was, and it was one of those times where I mailed the guy and I was like, listen, would you like to do vocals for this song? I know you don't know this or you don't know me, but come on, might be cool.
What do you say?
And he was like, yes.
Fuck, that's awesome.
He was quite excited about it, and that made me really happy because we're really big fans of the band. So I'm really excited about that one just because.
Yes, you're really someone who knows how to shoot a shot, eh?
Well, you gotta have to.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, dude. Like I commend your tenacity and your persistence. I mean, you probably, if without it, this wouldn't be possible, So I commend you, dude. You're a go-getter. I like the fact that if you want something, you go out and get it, and I think that's something that some people can learn from you. Learn for other bands to say, hey, listen, if you want something, go get it.
Well, I think it's necessary. You have to, and it doesn't even have to be everyone, but you need one person in the band who's just like aggressively motivated to just make things happen. And you can make things happen. It is entirely possible. You just have to be very persistent about it sometimes.
100%. I love it though. I mean, that's shooting for a goal that you want and that you will go to any lengths in order to succeed, and I commend you for that, dude. That's so awesome. I think I've got a general understanding of what Johnny Halliday is all about, and on that note, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, dude, so we can have maybe one day what we can do is we can get together, have a couple of drinks, and then put ourselves on camera and we can talk until the cows come home for an in-person podcast. That'll be super cool. But shout out Shrug of the Year. I really enjoy that song. So, that's a Papa G favorite. But yeah, dude, that's a sick song. I'm looking forward to. I actually only got to track 11. I haven't heard God Knows or Hymn 5, but I'm looking forward to it. Dude. It's gonna be on my. I can't wait to hit it. It's such a terrible thing for me to say, as I can't wait for it to hit my Spotify, because I know you guys no one makes shit on Spotify, but it's just the easiest thing to listen to fucking music on. You know what I mean?
No, it's true. I guess that's the problem. Where
it's a major problem. You make no fucking money on Spotify, bro. Instead, they're paying Joe Rogan $100 million to have his fucking podcast on. That's what you're paying for.
Well, oh my God, I could do a podcast. Like, they don't even have to
yeah, bro. I think, you know what? To be honest with you, I think, sorry, man, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I think you could do a podcast for sure. I think people would be entertained. So maybe add that to your content list. Speak to Warren about it.
Yeah, maybe I should try and have a podcast. I'm never happy with the way my accent sounds when it comes out of my mouth.
Dude, you sound
So-
absolutely fine. I mean, you're as articulate as they come, so don't worry about that, man. Not at all.
Yeah, I guess that's
Give yourself a bit of credit.
Yeah. No, but you know,
I know you come from a small town, but it doesn't. Trust me, people. If you got up there and you spoken to a camera and stuff, people will listen. I guarantee you.
Well, maybe I'll give it a shot sometime.
Good stuff.
Maybe
good
we
stuff.
should do one.
Yeah, for sure. If you ever need anything, give me a buzz. I've always got time for everybody. That's the way I do it. If you need any help doing anything, I'll help you. No problem whatsoever. No questions asked. Dude, any parting words other than get the album 30 October as soon as it's released? Are there pre-orders, anything like that we need to take into consideration?
Yeah, so there is a digital pre-order. You can check that out now. It is on our Facebook page. I'll probably reshare it before the end of this week again.
Okay.
So there you can just pre-save it on Apple Music or on Spotify or whatever. You can get all of that done. And there should be orders going up for vinyl pretty soon.
Sick.
I'm hoping that will be in the next week or so. It's also just depending on the production schedule, and probably CD like digipacks as well will be going up soon. So yeah,
And
I
any
guess
sort of merch?
check out the album. Yeah, we'll have T-shirts. That will definitely be available, I'm guessing, as well from next week. And yeah, basically all of that. Like, if you just check out our socials, we'll update with everything that's available as it becomes available.
Okay. Sweet, dude. Sweet. Just my last question. Just an inquisitive Papa G over here. You've got, on the Ruff Majik logo, you've got the 3 dots above the J and the I. Is that a significance?
Yes, it is.
You care to tell, or do you therefore wish to not tell anybody? And they can make their own interpretation.
It's part of. That's what I was saying earlier. It's part of the magic to not.
Okay, no, that's cool. The card has been dealt, Mr. Johni Holiday.
Yeah.
The card has been dealt.
Someone will figure it out.
No,
I will
awesome,
tell
dude.
you, some people have figured it out.
Nah, for sure. I will figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna consider it. I'm gonna give the albums a few more spins. Also, I'm not a reviewer. I don't review music. I listen to it and I enjoy it. It's like a fine wine. So I don't go in and I'm not a connoisseur of wine because I don't review wine. Just like music, I want to listen to it, enjoy it. I will never review music. I like to do reactions and all that kind of stuff, which is fun. But I'll give you my interpretation of what all that means the next time we see each other. How about that?
Okay, right, yeah.
That sounds cool. It sounds like a fun exercise, actually, and I'm not joking. I'm being dead serious. I like to find the deeper meanings. I mean, ask anybody else who picked out the Oppie Koppie t-shirt on the zombie and the zombie staring at the camera the whole time, bro. Come on, that was. I mean, like, it was staring at me right in the face. I was like, "What are you gonna do? You're gonna kill me? You're gonna come eat my face?" But yeah, dude, it's been super fun to chat to you.
Right, man. Yeah, it was. I've been having a rad time as well, and yeah. It's been a good chat.
Any parting words for the Ruff Majik followers out there?
Sure. I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll do it for you. 30 October, The Devil's Cattle released worldwide. 31 October, Hullabaloo Urban Sessions featuring Ruff Majik and Ruff Majik only. 6 p.m. South African Standard Time, 80 Rand a ticket. Get your tickets at CompuTicket. Just Music, CompuTicket, Mongol Records, be there. How's that?
Yeah, that was perfect.
Awesome, dude. Johni, I look forward to chatting to you again. I look forward to meeting your fellow band mates and stuff like that and becoming accustomed. I look forward to you coming to Cape Town and seeing you guys live in action. So I wish you all the best for the rest of the year. I know it's going to be an interesting one for all of us, especially for musicians. But dude, it's been great chatting to you, and I look forward to the next session.
Right, thanks, man. Yeah, best to you as well. And it's been, like I said, good chat. I had a good time.
Excellent.
And hopefully to get soon to do it face to face.
Exactly. Hopefully the next meeting is face to face without a shadow of a doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, Johni Holiday of Ruff Majik. Look out for the album on the 30th of October. The Devil's Cattle. It's coming at your heart. I love it. I'm going to put it on blast as soon as we get off this podcast. Johni, thanks so much, dude.
Thanks, man.
Sweet,
Have
brother.
a good night.
Cheers. You too, buddy. All right. That was Johni Holiday of Ruff Majik, releasing The Devil's Cattle soon, dude. It's been great. Hey, I see a couple of people in there. What's up, Mongo Records? What's up, France the Planet? It's good to see you guys. You know what? That was a great conversation. We're gonna leave it at that because it's been a great episode with Johni Holiday of Ruff Majik. I look forward to everybody else hearing the album because I love it. It's interesting. It's different. It's every song has a different feel to it. It's energetic. It's groovy. Fuck yeah. But this is Papa G's House episode 67 with Johni Holiday of Ruff Majik. Until then, we say peace.